In Formula One, there are battles you see and the battles you don't. You see cars fighting wheel to wheel, engines screaming, sparks flying, but behind the helmet, behind those friendly smiles, there is another kind of a race. A race for power, for recognition, for the future, and right now at McLaren, that race is between Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Because while Lando was once the face of McLaren's comeback story, Oscar is starting to look like the man who might finish it. What if McLaren's golden boy is no longer the one wearing the biggest smile? What if the real future McLaren does not laugh all that much? You are watching Racing Faction, where we go beyond the lap times, dive deep into the mindset, pressure, and hidden rivalries that shape Formula One. Because behind every overtake, there is a story, and today it's McLaren. So if you live, breathe racing like I do, hold on to it because this faction is going to be big. Formula One is not just about who is faster on Sundays. It's about who thinks faster, who learns faster, and who grows faster. For years, McLaren was team rebuilding itself from shadows, and Lando Norris, the smiling, quick, and loyal kid, was the heart of that rebuild. He stuck with them through the tough years, the slow car, the memes, the waiting. He was McLaren's poster boy, the future world champion, who everyone believed would one day bring the papaya car back to glory. But in Formula One, time moves very fast, and sometimes your teammate moves faster. And then enters Oscar Piastri. Quite calculated, cold blooded when it matters the most. A rookie who did not arrive to learn, he arrived to win. When McLaren signed Oscar Piastri, many thought he did play a second driver. After all, Lando was established hero, already loved, already proven. But Oscar did not come with hero energy. He came with assassin energy. From his first race, he was sharp, precise, almost machine-like. No unnecessary chatter on the radio, no drama, just pure performance. And that's when people started noticing something. He was not chasing Lando, he was matching him. Then came 2024. McLaren found the real speed. Suddenly, podium were not dreams anymore. They were expectations. And with expectations comes tension. Because when both your drivers are capable of winning, you cannot be teammates forever. It was bound to happen. The moment where smiles fade and stings take over. That is Singapore 2025. Tight corner, hot tempo, and two McLaren on the edge, Lando and Oscar fighting just for position but for dominance. A small clash, a few scratches, a lot of consequences. Both drivers kept it calm in the front of cameras, but their words said enough. Oscar called it just hard racing. Lando said there did be repercussions. And in that one word, repercussions, you could feel the shift. Lando, once the cheerful teammate, sounded like a man defending his territory. Oscar, meanwhile, did not flinch. He did not defend, he did not explain, he just moved on. That's when McLaren's fans realized this was not a rookie anymore. This was a driver with a champion's poker face. But here's the twist. What if McLaren's golden boy is no longer the ones hearing the biggest smile? What if the real future of McLaren does not laugh that much? You might have guessed it. Let's talk about Lando for a second. Because it's easy to forget just how good he is. Lando Norris is fast, blistering fast, and his days he can beat anyone, even Max Verstappen. He is natural, talented, and deeply connected to his engineers and capable of pulling out lap after lap and jaw-dropping performance. But Lando has always worn his heart to his sleeve. You can hear in the radio messages, you can see it in the interviews. When things go wrong, he feels it very deeply. That's both his strength and his weakness. Because while emotions give you passion, it gives you pressure. He wants to win very badly at some times. He fights the race in his own head. And Oscar, on the other hand, He does not fight feelings. He fights for lap time. That's the difference between the midfield mindset and a championship mindset. Oscar Piastri does not talk much. He does not tweet very emotional. He does not play to the cameras, but when he is in that car, he is like watching a surgeon at work. Every breaking point, every corner exit, clean, clinical, ruthless. It reminds me of young Kimi Räikkönen. Not because of his personality, but because how little he needs to say to prove a point. When he won his first sprint, he stood on the podium beside Lando. When he outqualified him on the weekend, that mattered most. He did not gloat, he did not smile that much. He just looked hungry. And that's what separates him. Lando wants to be a champion. Oscar expects to be one. That's a quiet confidence in how Oscar carries himself. And in Formula One, confidence is the most dangerous weapon. So the question is, when your rookie stops behaving like a rookie, how long before your team stops treating him like one? McLaren has a problem. A good problem, but a problem nonetheless. Two elite drivers, one garage, one future. On paper, that's equal. But on track, equality does not exist. Every race, every engineer compares data. Every race, sponsors look for face for the team. Every race, one driver becomes slightly more important than the other. And that's when things get tricky. Because McLaren built itself around Lando Norris. He's being their project, their pride, their symbol of loyalty. But in the world of Formula One, loyalty only exists until the next win. If Oscar keeps beating him, if he keeps showing that unshakable focus, then slowly, quietly, the balance of power begins to shift. You can already feel it. McLaren's words are more measured. The paddock whispers are getting louder. Piastri is the real deal. McLaren's future might already be here. This is what comes down to mindset. Lando Norris has the heart of a fighter. Oscar Piastri has the brain of a winner. Lando races like it's personal. Oscar races like it's inevitable. Lando's strength is emotion, crowd, connection, and the story. Oscar's strength is calculation, precision, patience, and control. And when it comes to becoming a Formula One world champion, story tells us emotions build heroes, but calculation builds dynasties. Senna has both, Schumacher had both, Verstappen had both, Lewis had both, and Oscar Piastri? I guess he's quietly showing the signs he might belong to that category. Not yet, but soon. Because while Lando is racing for redemption, Oscar is racing for history. And now we are heading to Las Vegas, the city of light, the city of luck, and the city of bets. But for McLaren, there is no luck, only choices. Do they back the proven talent they have nurtured for years? Or quiet assassin who might just take them to glory? The world will be watching every lap, every team radio, every subtle gesture in the paddock. Because this weekend is not just about race, it's a test, not just of pace, but of psychology. And maybe, when those lights go out in Las Vegas, we finally see who McLaren truly belongs to. In Formula One, talent gets you to the door, minds you keep you there. Lando Norris has the talent, no doubt about it. But I think Oscar Piastri, he's starting to show the kind of mindset that turns drivers into champions. And maybe, just maybe, the era of McLaren already has begun. Because in Formula One, it's not about the loudest who wins. It's the one who let their driving do the talking. And Oscar Piastri, he is saying a lot without saying a word.